As a student in Valparaiso University's Department of Communication, it is important to know how to use the equipment offered by the department, whether you are filming a news story, an interview, or just using a camera. To show you how to use the equipment, we will go over the process of setting up for an interview. An interview requires the 3 types of equipment offered by the Department of Communications: video recording, audio recording, and lighting. First, it is important to know where the equipment is held. The equipment office is in Schnabel Hall by the professor's offices. There, the studio assistant will be able to help you check out the equipment you need for your project. Before leaving, the studio assistant will log your ID number and phone number. The equipment must be returned the next day, or the next available day that a studio assistant is in the office. To start, we need to set up a camera. There are 3 types of cameras available to students: the Canon XA10, which comes with television input cords, extra battery and charger, tripod plate, micro USB cord, and AC power adapter. The Canon Vixia, which comes with television input cords, extra battery, a micro USB cord, and AC power adapter. And Sony HD DV Cam, comes with television input cords, extra battery with charger, tripod plate, and AC power adapter. The 2 Canon cameras use SD cards. The Canon XA10 has 2 SD card slots. They are found on the side of the camera when the viewfinder screen is open. They are covered by a sliding door. The SD card slot for the Vixia is located on the bottom of the camera under a cover. It is next to the battery slot. The XA10 has a built-in hard drive, but it is always better to use SD cards. These cameras are shared, and the footage is deleted regularly. The Sony is a tape-based camera and requires a mini DV tape to record. All 3 types of camera produce good quality footage. The choice comes down to whether you have a mini DV tape or an SD card. When using a camera, always use a tripod. Cameras have a steady footage setting, but it will show that a camera is not stabilized by a tripod. To set up an XA10 or Sony DV cam to a tripod, you will first have to attach the tripod plate onto the bottom of the camera. The tripod plate will be in the equipment bag the camera came in. To attach the plate, line the screw with a threaded hole in the base of the camera. Before attaching the plate to the Sony, be sure to put the tape into the camera. Otherwise, you'll have to undo the tripod plate and put it on again. Before putting the camera on the tripod, it is best to set up the tripod. To extend the tripod, unscrew the holds holding the legs in place. This will enable the legs to be adjusted. Once adjusted to the proper height, be sure the level bubble is in the circle. This will ensure a level shot. To slide the camera onto the tripod, press in the red button, then the plate will smoothly slide in. Once it is in place, tighten it with the screw on the right side of the tripod head. To set up the Canon Vixia, there is no plate. A different tripod is used. If recording audio with this camera, be sure to ask for a microphone mount. The audio mount is used so that the audio receiver has a place to rest once it is all hooked up to the camera. The mount screws into the camera, then the camera is screwed into the tripod. Make sure the mount is on the right side of the camera, or else you will not be able to open the screen. If you're not recording audio with this camera, do not worry about the audio mount. Just screw the camera into the tripod. For this tripod, line up the screw and the threaded hole and screw the screw in. Now the camera is ready to shoot steady level images. If you do not need audio or lights for your project, this is all you need. Next, we will set up the audio for the interview. The wireless audio kit comes with a receiver, headphones, transmitter, microphone, antenna, and camera input cord. To start, attach the receiver unit onto the top of the camera, or the mount for the Canon Vixia. It slides into place to hold it steady. Now to screw in the antenna on the receiver unit. It fits in a threaded hole on the side of the unit. Then connect the camera input cord into the mic out port on the receiver unit. Then connect the other end of the microphone input cord into the camera. For the XA10, it is located near the front of the camera on the right-hand side under the hand strap. For the Sony, it is found in a similar location, right-hand side of the camera, in the front, under the strap. It is under a flap that covers the microphone and headphone ports. The microphone port is on top. The headphone port is below it. For the Canon Vixia, the microphone port is located in the back on the right-hand side of the camera. It is also under a flap. It is the top port. With the receiver set up, it is time to set up the transmitter unit for the microphone. Simply plug in the microphone cord into the mic in port on the transmitter. It is the only port on the transmitter. Next, turn on the receiver and the transmitter and make sure they are set to the same channel. There are only two channels, A and B. The switch for both channels is found on the side of both the receiver and the transmitter unit. Now to test that the microphone is working. To test the audio, plug the headphones into the camera. This is to make sure that the camera is receiving the audio from the receiver unit. The headphone port for the XA10 is found on the side of the camera when the viewfinder screen is open. It is behind a sliding door. For the Vixia, the headphone port is found under the same flap that the microphone port is under. The headphone port is directly under the microphone port. The headphone port for the Sony is also found under the same flap as the microphone port. It is found directly under the microphone port itself. With the headphones plugged in, you should hear what the microphone is picking up. If you do not, check to make sure the connections are plugged into the right ports.
This is what it sounds like plugged into the microphone out port. This is what it sounds like plugged into the headphone out port. This is what the internal microphone sounds like. It'll also pick up other sounds in the area.
To clip the microphone onto the interviewee, first ask if they are comfortable putting the wire under their shirt. If so, you can simply have the wire run under their shirt and then clip it onto their collar of their shirt. If they are uncomfortable with this, clip the microphone onto their collar and have the cord on top of their shirt, although it is preferable that the cord is hidden. To hide the cord, simply clip the microphone onto their collar, then bring the cord around over their shoulder behind their back. The cord is now unseen and not under their shirt. With the audio and mics set up, all that is left for the interview is the lighting. There are two different lights available for checkout, a softbox and a fill light. The softbox comes with the lighting unit, stand, power cord, and a diffusion cover. The fill light comes with a lighting unit, stand, power cord, and a reflective umbrella. To set up the legs for the lights, unscrew the grip holding them in place. Then they can be adjusted. To raise the stand, unscrew the telescoping rod and tighten it once the desired height is reached. To set up the light box, undo the Velcro strap holding it together. Then pull on the cord in the back of the light. This will deploy the light like an umbrella. After this, the light is ready to be set on the stand. To do this, find the end of the light that fits onto the stand. With the light on the stand, tighten the screw to keep the light in place. With the light box on the stand, it is now time to put on the diffusion cover. To put the cover on, fix the rods on the light through the holes in the cover. All that is left is to plug in the light and to turn it on. The switch for the softbox is found along the wire that plugs into the wall. Now for the fill light. The legs are the same as the softbox. To connect the light and the legs, there is a slot for the legs on the bottom of the light. It fits on the legs and then screws into place. Now open the barn doors on the front of the light. To diffuse this light, an umbrella is used. With the umbrella extended, put it into the hole under the light. The umbrella is a reflective umbrella. The light then needs to be turned away from the talent you are trying to light. To turn on the fill light, flip the switch found on the back of the light unit. Now put both lights so that they evenly light the talent's face. With only one light, the talent's face has shadows on one side. If the lights are too close, the talent is lit too harshly. Once done with the lights, be sure to let them cool off. Otherwise, they may damage the bag or their covers. Now that you know how to set up a camera, audio kit, and lights, you are ready to shoot any project you will have for the Valparaiso University Department of Communications.